Good morning, children. I'm sure you all are doing good, staying healthy, staying safe, and staying indoors. Your hard work has paid, and now you've moved from class 6 to class 7. Come on, give yourselves an applaud. I welcome you all, not exactly back to school, but definitely back to some constructive learning. Now, most of you must be excited about your new books, new class, and lots of learning. So, keeping this in mind, even in these crucial lockdown days, we bring before you the concept of online teaching. I'm sure you all are going to enjoy online learning as much as I'm going to enjoy teaching online. So, let's begin with your first English class with the first topic, verbs. As you all have already studied in class 4th and 5th and 6th what verbs are, let us just do a quick recapitulation. Let us define a verb. A verb denotes an action or being or possession. I repeat, a verb denotes an action or being or possession. For example, the guard showed the green flag. So the action performed by the guard is showing. So showed is the action and this is the verb. Jaya hit the ball hard. The ball has been hit by Jaya. So hit is the action and it is a verb. Madhu is intelligent. Is being, so it is the verb. Dickens was a great novelist. Was being. So was is a verb. I have a beautiful diary. A beautiful diary is possessed by me. So have is possession and have is a verb. A cow has 4 legs. So 4 legs are possessed by a cow. So has refers to possession and has is a verb. I am sure what a verb is clear. Let us just quickly define the verb again. A verb denotes an action or being or possession. Let's come on to the kinds of verbs. A verb can be divided into 3 kinds: transitive verb, intransitive verb and ditransitive verb. I repeat, verb can be divided into 3: transitive verb, intransitive verb and ditransitive verb. Now let's study in detail about each kind of verb. Intransitive verb. A sentence with an intransitive verb only has a subject and a verb. I repeat, a sentence with an intransitive verb only has a subject and a verb. And what is the subject? The subject is the person or the thing that is doing the action. For example, Jane is smiling. So subject is Jane because Jane is the person who is doing the action and smiling is the action. So Jane is smiling. This is a sentence with intransitive verb because it has a subject and a verb. As already told, a sentence with intransitive verb only has a subject and a verb. Let's take another example. Mark is sleeping. The subject is Mark because he is the person doing the action. Sleeping is what he is doing. That is the action and that is the verb. So this also sentence has a subject and a verb. So this is a sentence with intransitive verb. Let's come on to transitive verb. A sentence with a transitive verb has a subject, a verb and a direct object. Like intransitive verb, it has just a subject and a verb, but transitive verb has a subject, a verb and a direct object as well. Now what is a direct object? A direct object is the person or thing that is acted upon by the subject. That means the subject performs the action and what action is being performed is the verb and direct object is that is being acted upon by the subject. For example, Mark is writing a letter. Now Mark is the subject, he is doing the action. Writing is the verb, the action being performed by him. And what is he writing? a letter. So letter is the direct object. It is the thing that is being acted upon by the subject, by Mark. Let's go to another example. David is eating a sandwich. David is the subject, eating is the verb. And what is David eating? A sandwich. So a sandwich is a direct object because it is being acted upon. Acted upon means it is being eaten by the subject, and subject is David. So I repeat again, a sentence with a transitive verb has a subject, a verb and a direct object. And a sentence with intransitive verb only has a subject and a verb. Let us again study in detail about the intransitive verb. As we just read, a sentence with an intransitive verb has a subject and a verb. Intransitive verbs often describe physical behavior or movement. Physical behavior or movement. Let's take few examples to explain this further. Jane is laughing. Now Jane is the subject, and what is Jane doing? Laughing. Laughing is a physical behavior. So intransitive verb often describes the physical behavior. This intransitive verb has a subject and a verb, and it is intransitive. It is describing the physical behavior. Another example. Sarah is walking. Sarah is the subject. Walking is the verb, and it is describing the movement. So this is an intransitive verb. The door opened. The door is the subject and opened is the verb. That is the movement. So it is an intransitive verb sentence. Prepositional phrases or adverbial phrases are often after an intransitive verb. I repeat, prepositional phrases or adverbial phrases are often after an intransitive verb. Let's take two examples. Sarah is walking to the office. The subject here is Sarah. Verb is walking. She is walking to the office. This is a prepositional phrase, and this is often after an intransitive verb, which is walking. Let's take another example. The door opened slowly. The door is the subject. Opened is intransitive verb, and the slowly is the adverbial phrase. So this adverbial phrase slowly is often after an intransitive verb. The door opened. Opened is the intransitive verb. Let's see few common examples of intransitive verb. These words only exist as intransitive verb. These are arrive, die, fall, go, laugh, sleep, smile, stay. Now there are few words which exist as transitive as well as intransitive. These are close, eat, open, play, run, sit, stand, walk. Let's pick up any one word and see the examples of both. Let's pick up eat. She is eating. So which verb is this? There is a subject and there is a verb. What kind of verb? Yes, this is intransitive verb because there is only a subject and a verb. She is eating. But if the sentence is, she is eating an apple, what will that be? She is the subject. Eating is? Yes, eating is the action, that is the verb. And what is she eating? Apple. Apple is the direct object. So that is a transitive verb. So eat can be used both in intransitive verb as well as transitive verb. Let's now learn how to find a direct object. To find the direct object, we say the subject and the verb followed by the question what or whom. I repeat, to find a direct object, we say the subject and the verb followed by the question what or whom. If the answer is direct object, the verb is transitive. And if there is no answer, then there is no direct object and the verb is intransitive. Let's understand this with an example. David is eating a sandwich. So now what will we do? The first step, say the subject and the verb followed by the question what or whom. So subject is David, eating is verb. So David is eating what or whom. Sandwich is the direct object. David is eating a sandwich. Therefore, eating is transitive. Okay, if the answer is direct object, the verb is transitive. Let's see another example. Mark is sleeping. So, what were we supposed to do to find the direct object? Say the subject and the verb followed by the question what or whom. So, Mark is sleeping. Mark is the subject, sleeping is the verb. So, Mark is sleeping what or whom? Is there any answer? No, there is no answer. There is no direct object. Therefore, sleeping is intransitive. Is that clear, children? When there is a direct object, it is a transitive verb, and when there is no direct object, it is intransitive verb. Now, let us see the transitive verb in detail. A transitive verb has a direct object that I have already explained. Let's see this through few examples. Jane is drinking a cup of coffee. Now, what is Jane? The subject. What is drinking? Verb. So, we start the subject and the verb followed by the question what or whom. Jane is drinking what? So, Jane is drinking a cup of coffee. Since there is a direct object cup of coffee, it is a transitive verb. Similarly, I have made a sandwich. I is the subject. Made is the verb. I have made what? A sandwich. So, there is a direct object. It is a transitive verb sentence. Mark is playing football. Mark is the subject. Playing is the verb. Mark is playing what? Mark is playing football. So, there is a direct object. So, playing is the transitive verb. I hope transitive verb and intransitive verb is clear to you. Now, we are going to study the third kind of the verb, that is ditransitive verb. A ditransitive verb can have two objects, a direct object and an indirect object. We studied what a direct object is, and now we will study what an indirect object is. An indirect object indicates the person or thing that receives the direct object. I repeat, an indirect object indicates the person or thing that receives the direct object. Let's explain this further with the help of an example. Jane is giving me an apple. Subject is Jane. Is giving is the verb. Jane is giving what? An apple. So, an apple is a direct object. But who is receiving the direct object? Who is the receiver of the apple? Me. So, me is an indirect object. And this sentence has an indirect object as well as a direct object. So, this is a sentence of ditransitive verb because it has both the objects, a direct object and an indirect object. Let's see few common ditransitive verbs. Bring, buy, give, make, offer, pass, sell, show, wish. Let's pick up any one word to explain the ditransitive verb. My father bought me a pen. If we take buy. So, if you're taking both the sentences, bring, my father brought me a pen, or my father bought me a pen. So, what is the subject? My father. And what is the verb? Bought. My father bought what? A pen. So, pen is the direct object. And who is the receiver of the direct object? My father bought me. So, me is the receiver. So, me becomes the indirect object. So, the sentence which has both direct object and indirect object is of the ditransitive verb. I am sure all the three kind of verb, transitive verb, intransitive verb and ditransitive verb is clear to you. This is the first module, children. Second module, we will be doing few exercises on this topic verb. So, be ready with your notebooks to do the exercises along with me. I know, children, you don't have your notebooks, the new notebooks, but please use the last year's leftover notebooks and take one notebook, make that of English grammar, and we will do the English grammar topic and the exercises in the next module.